You want to get to your 5 burning questions for the NBA Finals?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Chris Brockman's 5 burning questions, even though Kevin in North Carolina just burnt this thing all straight up. All right, you got music for him? I don't even know.
Brockman's burning questions.
Wow.
That's a five.
I forgot we had a drop for that. My bad.
That's a five.
No, give him NBA music. Come on, man. Come on. That's a foul. That's a foul on Jay Feller. Okay, here we go.
Well, Luka complained then. Luka just complained to the refs about that.
Okay.
Right.
What do you got?
All right, here we go. Number 1, I got
Chris.
5 burning questions. I'm thinking about the NBA Finals, which, breaking news, finally start tonight.
Finally, after a month.
Number 1, did the Timberwolves just suck, or is Dallas actually this good? Because here's the thing. The Timberwolves played really bad. Like, we were talking about Karl Anthony Towns had one of the worst three-point shooting performances. Anthony Edwards was admitting to being tired. He kind of, I'm not going to say he choked. He's 22 years old, but like, you're not supposed to get tired when you're 22 years old.
Okay.
Or is, Dallas actually, been the second, one of the top 2 teams in the league during the last like 2 months?
Can I answer that question for you?
Yes.
Dallas is that good.
You don't think the Timberwolves just kind of stunk last
I think
time?
you can definitely make that case, but that's not why Dallas won. And then when another team stinks, you don't play down to their level. You win championships. That's what you do.
Yeah, but all those games were close, and you feel like Minnesota really could have won all of those games.
I know. It must have really hurt for Minnesota fans.
I'm cool with this.
Who was that?
It must have hurt because,
They were so close.
They could have had their feelings spared if it was only all blowouts.
Again, your take on this is so weird to me.
What else?
How will Kyrie handle Boston's length? Like, I don't want to talk about Kyrie going back to Boston and how he's going to handle the crowd and the hostility. I don't know if there's going to be much of that. That feels like it's an overblown storyline.
I would agree with that at this point.
But who's going to guard him, and how can he handle it? Derek White, one of the best defending guards in the NBA. We know Drew Holiday is an awesome defender, and he's had a phenomenal playoffs.
Correct.
How is he going to handle being covered by those 2 guys? Is he going to have a couple games where he does go off, or is he going to kind of be in that 18 to 22 points per game, and is that going to be enough?
When did Derek White become like a Hall of Fame difference
man.
maker?
It started
when the hell did
anytime
that
he played
happen?
the Sixers.
No idea.
He turned into Derek Havlicek, and then
Dude, from the 3-point, he's made the second most threes in the playoffs after Luka. It's him and Luka.
Did he find Michael Jordan's shoes one day, and just start putting them on?
Dude, seriously, maybe when he shaved his head.
yeah,
I
he had the
no
reverse
idea,
Samson effect.
Is that what it is?
He cut his hair, and then he got
And
his
he
powers.
gets him unbelievable. So anyway, I think that's kind of an interesting storyline.
All right.
It's kind of being overshadowed by Kyrie's return to Boston.
Burning question 3.
It's the KP of it all. How much Porzingis are the Celtics going to get? And how are they going to use him? You see some of the clips going around of him shooting in practice. He looks lights out. Have the Celtics been playing coy about his health and his availability this whole time? You think about it, TJ, he was going to play in the Pacers series. They had announced that. He was going
right?
If that series was going to go 5, 6, 7 games, he was going to be out there, but
Didn't need him.
they didn't need him because it was a sweep. So that's 10 extra days of rest. It's been 37 days since we've last seen him. What are we going to get? How are they going to use him? Have they been kind of rope-a-doping us this whole time? We don't know. We're going to find out.
Well,
tonight.
I mean, Porzingis was talking about how he doesn't know, obviously, and how he's going to have to get out there and start getting in the flow and see what his conditioning is like.
Exactly.
But I think you could make the case, though, that when he went down, for you to say, don't worry, you're going to lose 2 games, essentially. Or was it, how many playoff games you lost? 2 games. You're going to lose 12. You're going to go 12-2 and have an entire week of the playoffs, week off prior to the NBA Finals. And that's the way you're going to get me.
Absolute best case scenario.
You'd have signed for that?
No doubt. And they were very strategic throughout the year about not quite load managing. He did play almost 60 games, but just building for this moment. This is what we got him for.
Okay.
All right. Number 4, is Luka just going to go nuclear every game? Because that seems like it's a possibility. Like, there's a bet you can make that he breaks Elgin Baylor's NBA Finals scoring record.
Yes.
Which is something outlandish. He'd have to average, I think, 41 points a game to do it, which doesn't seem that crazy. Just watching this guy play, he's on another level. The intensity, his shot making. He can do literally everything on the basketball court, and it's cool that he gets this big stage to kind of show the world on, because he's one of the best players in the league. And is he just going to go nuts every single game and Dallas wins in 5 or 6? Certainly a possibility.
It certainly is.
And lastly, it's all about JT. It's all about zero. Is it finally Jason Tatum's time? Is he going to put to bed his missteps and failures from the 2022 NBA Finals against Golden State? He has been good, not great in this playoffs, as evidenced by Jaylen Brown winning Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
But he doesn't have to be, right? Like, that's the point of it.
He does absolutely this time. He has to be the man. He's averaging 10 rebounds and 26 points in the playoffs, but that needs to be 30 plus, 10, 5 assists. He just has to be what we've been kind of hoping and building towards his entire career. Look, they've had a lot of success, but it hasn't ended in a championship, and it feels like if he plays really, really awesome, like one of the 5 best players in the league, as he's been voted on the last 3 years, then the Celtics are going to win the title. But if he goes, the Celtics are not going to win, and it's going to be Dallas hoisting that trophy.
All right. 5 burning questions. If I could add one, like the one more, it's who's going to be the guy we're not thinking of. Who becomes the guy?
There's always that guy.
There's always one, man.
There's always one.
There's always.
But it feels like to me,
one.
this is these.
Who's going to be that
These two
guy?
teams have been about the stars. They both have dynamic duos.
No, I know
and
that.
the Celtics have, really, really great supporting players where Dallas does not. But those supporting players for Dallas have been awesome in this playoff
That's the
run.
point.
And who's it going to be?
That the Celtics have a better track record of being better supporting the big two. The Mavericks support for the big two for them have been superb in these playoffs. Yeah. And if they do it one more time, they can win the finals.
Yeah. Does PJ Washington have a 30-point game where he's hitting threes with Derek Lively, Derek Jones?
Yeah.
Is
Absolutely.
it Kleba have a game?
Right.
And the Celtics, we've shown in their 2 losses in the playoffs, the teams have shot lights out. Well, and then, can Dallas get them in 2 or 3 of these games? So we'll see.
One of those dudes who hits threes for the Celtics, one of them's going to have a game.
Does Tim Hardaway Jr. have a great game for Dallas?
Gosh. How about that?
We'll see.
Chris Brockman's 5 burning questions.
It's going to be great
everybody.
finals.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.